Lately I've been focusing on performance only, but today it's time for some aesthetics. So here's the steering wheel that I bought. It's a 350mm Momo Mod 07, and today I'm going to replace my original steering wheel, which here it is. As you can see, honestly it's a very beautiful wheel. I don't know if I'm going to regret changing it with the Momo one, but we'll see. Either way, actually this, when I replace it, it's gonna go to the let me light up a little bit. Okay, this is going to go into my regular Lancer, so it's not going to just sit and do nothing. So that car will enjoy it a little bit as well. The steering wheel itself, as you can see, it's not the one with the multiple functions. The only thing it has is the change for the all-wheel control system. I'll have to find a way to keep that, to preserve that for when I add the new steering wheel. Maybe I'll add it somewhere else. Maybe here on the side I have one spare button, but we'll see about that. Anyways, this is it. And yeah, let me show you what else I have with the new steering wheel. So together with the steering wheel, I've got this horn button, then I've got this adapter. This is from the hub, from the car to the steering wheel, I guess. It's actually my first time installing steering wheel, so yeah, I'm also new to this, so yeah, you can follow along. The adapter is from this brand. I think it's some sort of Chinese thing, or not exactly sure. And then I have this quick release, which I'll try to not install. I'll install it only if the steering wheel is too further away from me. If it is, then I'll add this to act as an extension. But here's the brand for that. I don't know if you've heard it. I've heard that you should be careful with these things because they can wiggle a little bit, and of course that's not nice for a steering wheel. So yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, you may not see me install that in the video. That being said, let's go and install it. The first thing we need to do is disconnect, I guess, the battery. So I'll go ahead and disconnect it, and we'll see on the inside. Okay, so we can start by removing two screws. They are this shape, so I think that's a star shape, or don't know how it's called in English, but here's the hole. Maybe I'll try to, yeah, you can see it. Yeah, it's very tight, but here's on the other side. So actually I didn't have these two, so I just went and bought a full set of them, and this, so I have a torque to push it down. So yeah, let me remove those, and I think the airbag should be coming off at this point, but yeah, let's see. Okay guys, so exactly as I said, so only those two screws and the airbag is off. Again, make sure your battery is disconnected, just for for safety reason. Yeah, the one thing is that while you wanna pull this a little bit during the final turns while unscrewing, otherwise it won't kind of come off, but you'll find it out I guess pretty quickly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the airbag, and then we're going to first fix the issue with the airbag warnings here you get on the dashboard, and once we fix that, we're gonna proceed with removing the steering wheel. Okay, so at this point it should be okay for you to even turn on your car, so you can plug in the battery. But as you can see, we have a warning here. As you can see, the passenger airbag system, the airbag system, sorry, is not working. So what we need to do is trick the ECU to think that there actually are airbags here. So to do that, we just need to put two resistors. First one is here between these two joints, these two pins, and then the second one here. This will basically emulate the activity or the power consumption of a airbag. So yeah, let's add those and let's run the car again to see if we fix the issue. And here's your issue fix. As you can see, no warnings. The resistors are 1.8 ohm. I have one more left. You can check the color code if you want. Maybe if I can focus it. Oh, it's a very bright day today. Anyway, I'll just list that in the description. Just go and buy 1.8 ohm resistor at any electronic store and you should be fine. Then please don't leave that like I have. You need to wrap it just to be, just to not to short anything. There's one other way to fix that issue, and that would be to remove the whole airbag ECU. It's somewhere here, but that's in case you remove pretty much all airbags. So maybe that's something that I can do in the future, because I don't have seat airbags. As you can see, these are aftermarket Recaros. I don't have that passenger airbag there because I removed it while I was wrapping the dashboard, and now I'm not going to have this one. So I'm left with the knee airbag and the pure ones, and yeah, if I remove them, then basically I won't need that ECU and I can save a few grams of weight that way. Anyways, this is how you fix the issue, and now let's continue with this bolt, which is going to be for removing the steering wheel. Okay, the bolt is out. It's a 70mm nut, and now basically we're ready to remove it. The only thing is this small wire here, so I think that's some sort of grounding, but yeah, I'll just remove those 4 bolts here. Okay, so here it is out. The thing I was actually trying to remove was for the selection of the drive mode here for the all-wheel control. So yeah, I just removed it from here. I will have to find a way to bring this thing back for the future, because of course I've like used it 3 times, but it will be nice to just still be able to access that. But yeah, for now we have removed the steering wheel, and we're gonna actually weight it to see how much it weighs together with the airbag. Then we're gonna weight the new one and we're gonna install it. Stock one weighs 2.8 kilograms with the airbag included. New wheel around more than a kilo lighter at 1.2 roughly, with the adapter included. Okay guys, so this step may be only for me specifically, because this is my adapter, so this has to go here, and as you can see there's no cutout, and usually here there's one thing called clockspring. Let me show you this one. So here it is. I did something very stupid and I disassembled it because I wanted to see what's inside, and if I were able to remove this, but I wasn't able, so I just removed the full clockspring. So don't do that, because this thing is expensive. For me, I won't need it, but there's one thing else you can do, and that is you can buy an adapter that has a hole inside. So the actual reason why it doesn't work is when you go to put this in, the thing that sticks out of the clockspring actually prevents it from being put all the way to the end, so it just stays a little bit like that, so it doesn't want to fully stick in. So I didn't know that, because that's my first time disassembling this, so maybe you will now know if you watch this. So this adapter maybe is for older Evolutions, 9, 8 or whatever. It doesn't work for 10 unless you want to remove the clockspring. So yeah, as far as the SRS lights, you just need to stick these resistors to the other connector. So basically what the clockspring does is the clockspring takes these things, this and this is I think for all-wheel control settings. It allows for you to rotate the steering wheel without flexing any wires. That's all it does. So basically when you remove it, you need to factor in for the fact that these wires are not connected to the steering wheel anymore, but somewhere else. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate. I mean, I feel bad that I didn't ruin it, I think, because I think you can rewire it, reassemble it like a seatbelt retractor, but yeah, it feels bad. But anyways, now it's time to put the adapter and the Momo steering wheel and see how it goes. Okay, there it is. So it's working. I drove it for a few kilometers, and yeah, the feeling is very, very strange but nice as well. Because it's smaller, you feel the steering feels a little bit heavier in a good way. The grip on the wheel is fantastic. I couldn't fit the horn because, as you can see, this bolt is sticking out. So basically, this flange is not so good. I'll need to find another flange in the future, or maybe just add a spacer here. I'll see about that. But other than that, the wheel is nice. There's no warnings there, even though I removed the clockspring, which is good to good to know for you guys. Okay, so I drove for a little bit, and basically the traction control went crazy, and apparently I was not right. This thing is also sensor for acts as a sensor for the steering wheel. So basically, you turn, but the car doesn't know you turn, so it thinks you're slipping, so it turns on the traction control. So yeah, already ordered a new one. As I said, it's not very cheap, although I found it for cheap. It's not the OEM one, it's some other brand. But I'm gonna try to assemble this. I don't see anything on the internet about it, so maybe I'm gonna be the first one. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but to me it seems a little bit, I mean, it seems possible. As you can see, there's a small twist here on that end of that part of the wires, and I think the idea here is this is the lower, this is the upper part. So and this is the bearings, so to say. So half of that should be on the outside of the bearings, and the other half, after this twist here, should be on the inner side of the bearing. And I think if I manage to do that, if I close this should be pretty much assembled. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll try it and I'll let you know. Okay, so I managed to do it. As I said, half of it on the inside of that bearing and the other half on the outside. As you can see, the white is still here. This is centered. These two pins, this is a cap, by the way. And as you can see, these 3 pins that you can release that cap. I put that after I added the top and the bottom. And I made sure that one is on the left, one is on the bottom. That's how the steering wheel expects that to be. Next thing is gonna be to put that cover, and there are clips on the side, as you can see. Here, there's another clip. I need to clip it. Make sure this doesn't move, stays like that. Here, the white part, and that's pretty much all I did to disassemble it. So in theory, if I assemble it, it should work, but let's see. Just in case, I already ordered an OEM one, a new one, not an OEM, but if we manage to fix the original, it will be perfect. Okay, so here it is assembled. One thing that I wasn't right about is that trim on the back with the 2 plastic pieces that stick out. This has to be the final thing to be added, not the first one. So first you wrap the wires, half one side, the other on the other side. Then you put that outer plastic trim, basically the cover, and on top of the cover you put that piece. So yes, I had to disassemble it a little bit. But yeah, it looks right. Now when this is centered, we can see that we have this light thing. If I rotate it, I kind of lose it. So to me it looks correct. I will have to install it on the car now to test to see if it works. Unfortunately, to do that, I will have to remove the Momo steering wheel, add the OEM one, without the airbag, of course, just to add this to see if it works. I'll drive around to see if the the traction control works fine, and if it works fine, I'll just buy a different adapter, or maybe I'll just cut this adapter that I have so that it can fit that, and there's no need to remove the damn, I forgot the freaking name, the cock spring, sorry. yeah, let me go try that and I'll let you know. Hey, so yeah, seems like it's working. I've drove through corners and this is stable. I mean, works as expected. There's no error codes. So yeah, I can definitely conclude that you can reassemble it yourself. Alright, here we are a few weeks later. What I did is I went back to the original OEM wheel. During that time I was waiting for this product to come. This is the NRG Short Hub Adapter, and here it is. So it does initially look similar, right? But there's one significant difference. First, it's not that small. So it's not as small as the other one, which means that there's enough space for you to actually install your horn here. Second of all, this space on the back is deep enough so that it can fit the cork spring. So now you don't need to remove it. And yeah, as you saw, when you remove it, the car just doesn't work. All the money that was spent into the traction system, AYC, it was thrown to the trash just because of one simple cork spring. So yeah, this one should be better. We'll see it in a bit. Also, the diameter is a little bit bigger, so you won't be having any gaps between the plastics and this. So it should be looking quite a bit more pretty, quite a bit prettier, but let's see. Yeah, there's no room for comparison here. So here's the old one, as you can see how small it is. And this thing, basically there's no room to fit the cork spring, that part of the cork spring that sticks out. So yeah, this one is, I found it's quite popular on eBay. It's for like 30 USD or 40. Don't waste your money if you drive an 2007 plus Lancer. I don't know for the old ones, but definitely doesn't fit the new ones. As you can see here, I tried to cut it to fit the cork spring, but that didn't work out as well. Okay, so I think I spoke just a tiny bit too soon for the new hub. So let me show you the issue. It's not an actual issue, but yeah, let me show you. So currently the wheels are perfectly centered. So let's remove this wheel. One second. This one's tough to remove. Okay. By the way, this is how I added the resistors for my airbag. So I just cut the wires and added it here so it doesn't stick to the plastic here. Anyway, so let's put the other wheel now. Okay, notice something? How it is a little bit on the right. So if I try to move it one step, the next step is here. So basically it's not centered. And that means that when you drive, you're always gonna be like a little bit left or a little bit right. Of course, I think this can be fixed by a wheel alignment. The wheels can be aligned according to the steer wheel. But I mean, I would expect more from NRG. I would expect them to have it from, not have to, you know, realign your car. The other thing is that I mean, I know it's a short hub adapter, but it's a little bit too short, because it ends up being the same length as the OEM steering wheel, and what I want is the wheel to be a little bit closer to me, so that I can be further back on the seat. So I went and spent 200 more US for this. This is the WorksBell. This is from Japan, I think. I haven't tested it yet, so let's see how it's gonna fit, if it's gonna fit at all. Let's see, but it is bigger, as you can see. It is longer, so that means that the wheel will be closer to me. So yeah, let's add it, and then I'll let you know. Okay, now this is better. Let me go back a little bit. So it's perfectly centered, so that's good. And it is quite closer to me as well. I removed the the rubber, so you can see the clockspring as well is properly aligned. There's room for the horn button, and here's the rubber, so you can add that anytime. And because this is rubber, by the way, this hub adapter is lighter than the NRG one, because this is full aluminum here. So yeah, I think that's quite a bit of a higher quality product, but let's not speak too soon, because yeah, this simple steering wheel installation has turned into something that's quite time and money intensive. So yeah, let's try to add the horn, and I'll go for a drive. And for the horn to work, first you need to take this side and add it to the plug that we have on the steering wheel, and this one is for ground, as you can see the icon here. So this has to be basically grounded, and in order to ground it, it has to be connected to the body of the car. So basically this thing can be used for ground, so you can connect this to that one. Then this, when it's connected to the actual hub, will then connect to the boat, and then we'll connect to the full car, to the whole car. So that's how you achieve it. So basically we need to connect these two together, and the horn is going to work. Yeah, so this is how I did it. I made this small wire with two female connections, just jump them together, and it works. As you can see, I'm clicking it, nothing happens, but if I touch that, works perfect. Alright, there we have it, the perfect Evo interior. If you have these crazy Recaro Profi seats, it's crazy. Full Alcantara everywhere, and now the steering wheel. Here's the POV of the driver. I think doesn't get much better than that for a street car, of course. So yeah, quite happy. Other thing is that because it's a smaller wheel, there's not too many things going on. I can now see the buttons on the side, which I actually use. As you can see, I have this dual button there that I have for my water injection system, my white band on the bottom, so I can see everything now. The actual feeling of the steering wheel, all I can say is incredible. But to be more precise, the steering is a little bit heavier, in a good way, of course. When you grab the steering wheel, it's you feel more planted to the to the car, and then because of this hub adapter, it's closer to me. So now my it feels much better. And then when I do corners, because it's closer to me, I can push from it and stay in the seat, so I feel much more stable and planted as well. The actual driving, if I do longer drivings, now I use these gloves because I don't want to sweat on it. But for shorter driving, if I'm gonna drive like few kilometers, I just drive it with bare hands. But yeah, that's about it. In terms of my seating position, I can try to show you, or maybe if I find someone else to film me today, I'll show you some other POV. But right now, let's see. Yeah, so you can, let me show you exactly. That's kind of the angle that I'm driving, so it's like close to 45 degrees. I will say quite good, honestly. The thing that's a little bit difficult is how you now reach these things here. So the blinkers and wipers and so on. Because the wheel is a little bit further, you kind of have to stretch in your hand to reach them. But like, it takes a day to get used to. Other than that, wow, I don't know what to say. I don't think I have any downsides. It's smaller, it's greater. Yeah, I forgot. The knee room is so much bigger now. It used to be very bad. Basically, there was like this amount of space between the wheel and my foot, and as you can see right now, I can move it quite a lot. And the steering wheel is not even on the top, it's lowered a little bit, so there's even more room. So yeah, I think that's it. Probably the most difficult thing in the whole installation was finding the proper hub adapter. But now you know the WorksBell 818, I think. But I'll leave it in the description just so you're sure. But yeah, hopefully you found that useful. And yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time.